Hello everyone, welcome to SwitchUp as we once again have a look at some of the games coming out for the Switch in this upcoming week. A big thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. We're going to start by having a quick look at some games that are already out on the Switch but never actually appeared on the coming soon page, therefore were never in one of these lists, and then we'll look at 10 games coming out in this next week, going from the date of the 17th of October up until the 23rd. Okay, with all that said, let's get started. First game that's already out then, this is Ghost of a Tale, which came out fairly recently and sees you playing as a mouse looking for his true love. It's an adventure exploration game in a world where rats are now in charge, and you must explore a variety of areas using your natural abilities of agility and stealth to try and keep yourself safe. It sells for £22.49. Next we have Tennis World Tour 2, which joins its predecessor on the Switch and is selling for quite an eye-watering £53.99. This came out last week without ever appearing on the coming soon page and includes a career mode, new serving mechanics, as well as a better range of animations for the competitors. And finally we have Green Hell, which came out last week, and we've actually reviewed this one, so a link to that review will be in the top pinned comment. It sells for £22.49, although there is a discount available if you own some of the publisher's other games. This is a survival game set in the jungle, and I was actually around Mark's watching him play this when he was reviewing it for us, and it was hilarious seeing his early attempts at, air quotes, survival. Mainly they equated to him trying to punch poisonous snakes in the face. A good game from what I saw, although brutally difficult, but if you want to know more, please do check out that review. The first game for this week then, releasing on the 20th, this is Outpost Delta. This sells for £18.99 and is a single player 2D side-scrolling shooter. It says it mixes classic platforming with twin stick shooting as you explore an interconnected space station under attack by a relentless horde. It seems to have a mechanic where you can control the station's gravity, floating around in 0G, or it says you can turn up the force and bring your enemies to their knees. There are a host of weapons and tools for you to equip, and you can upgrade your suit to help you along the way. I would assume then it's more of a straight up platformer than a Metroidvania, although it does mention the space station is interconnected and there is a map showing on the screenshots too, so I'm not quite sure. Either way though, it certainly looks decent, and as I said, it comes out on the 20th. Coming on the 21st, you have Scourgebringer, which is from the same development team that brought out Neurovoider. This is a roguelite platformer set in a post-apocalyptic world. It says here in the blurb that Eurogamer described it as Dead Cells meets Celeste, and that you will be slashing and shooting your way through an ever-changing, procedurally generated dungeon. You'll be taking on hordes of enemies as well as fighting giant bosses and finding mementos from previous explorers. There is a demo available, which is always good to see, and this one will be selling for £15.29. A big thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. Skillshare is essentially an online learning community which offers thousands of inspiring classes for those looking to branch out and enhance their skills. The topics include, but are not exclusive to, creative writing, graphic design, animation, and film and video. Now when I was younger, I spent a lot of my time sketching. It was a hobby that I got vast amounts of enjoyment out of, but I was always very apprehensive about the next part being to ink and colour my pictures. While searching Skillshare's website, I came across Josiah Jazza Brooks' video on mastering illustration, sketching, inking and colour essentials. Watching the course reignited my love for sketching, as well as giving me tips and pointers on how to ink using depth and dimension, plus how to add intensity and create lighting effects through the use of colour. You can get all of this for less than $10 a month via an annual subscription, but also, for a limited time, you can use the link in my description to get a free trial of Skillshare Premium membership. It really is worth having a look into. Okay, now back to the list. Then on the 22nd we have The Red Lantern, which is another first-person survival game, hot on the heels of last week's Green Hell and The Long Dark a couple of weeks before that. This one is a story-driven roguelite where you and your team of 5 sled dogs are lost in the wilderness and must navigate an ever-changing environment around you to try and find your way home. The features included, as mentioned, a dynamic world that changes as you play, nearly 100 different encounters, each with varied results, the ability to gain items and upgrades as you discover things about the world around you, and 8 different pups to add to your team, each with their own personalities. This sells for £19.99, and chances are that we will have a review of this one for you.
I'm a disappointment. So, I've decided to become something else. Something that can't be forgotten. I've got a plan. Get a van, fill it with dogs, go to Alaska.
Then we have Transformers Battlegrounds coming out on the 22nd and selling for £34.99. Now I was expecting this to be a bit like Transformers Devastation from Platinum Games a few years back, but it's actually a turn-based tactics game in the vein of something like XCOM, I would imagine. It says you need to lead the Autobots in strategic battles, going from Earth to Cybertron, using the environment to your tactical advantage as you go. It also mentions that there is local multiplayer and includes such game modes as Capture the Flag, Horde Mode or Last Stand. There's also a more expensive bundle available for about £40 which comes with a bunch of skins and whatnot if you are interested in that sort of thing.
You have fought well, but this is not over. You will not stop us. Here we face our greatest challenge.
Then we have Asterix and Oblix XXL Remastered. There are 2 of these already on the Switch, XXL 2 and XXL 3, so I'm assuming they've just gone backwards in the order of release, which is a bit strange. Anyway, this is based on a game that released in 2003 originally and features the stars of the French comic book series Asterix. You can play as either of the titular characters, switching between them, and you will travel to a variety of different locations as you play in what I'm assuming, if it's anything like the others, is a 3D platformer. It says it has 4 new game modes available: Course Mode, Countdown, Extreme Mode and Retro Mode, in which you can switch to the original graphics. I think I played a bit of XXL2 if memory serves me right, and it was a very standard 3D platformer that hadn't aged particularly well. I don't know how this one will hold up, but it is going to sell for £35.99 and releases on the 22nd.
Romans, round here!
Next we have Luna the Shadow Dust, which sells for £16.99 but does have 10% off that price up until the 31st of October. This is a hand-drawn point and click game which has been out on Steam for about 6-8 months now and has decent scores over there. It also has a fairly good Metacritic score of around 75. The game uses no words, having its visuals tell the story for it, and it will use the classic tropes of the point and click genre with lots of puzzle solving and item finding, I'm sure, as you try to progress. It looks absolutely beautiful in motion, reminded me a little bit in some respects of the remake of A Boy and His Blob that they did a good few years ago now actually. If you're interested, this one is out on the 22nd. Next is a game called Superland, which is another one that's out on Steam already and another one that has very good scores over there. This looks incredibly interesting, I must say. It describes itself as a sandbox adventure where you are literally in a sandbox you play as a small toy. You need to roam and explore the interconnected world, unlocking powerful new abilities and combining them to overcome puzzles or uncover secrets. There are enemies to defeat as well, and it promises to have anywhere between 12 to 25 hours of gameplay. It's set in a first-person view, and I read somewhere someone described it as a mix between Portal, Metroid and Zelda. Doesn't sound too bad at all. Selling for just £17.99, this one could be a bit of a gem, provided of course the Switch port runs well. Then we have a sequel to a very well loved game on the Switch already. This is Gonner 2. Now the first Gonner game came out I think quite early in the Switch's life, and there were a bunch of indie games that were revered at that time, and this was one of those cream of the crop games that rose to the top. The sequel is selling for £11.69, has up to 1 to 4 player co-op and includes the same intense platform shooting action as the first game. It has the procedurally generated levels with a host of guns and upgrades to find, and looks just as fun and surreal as that first game was. The penultimate game for the week then is Galasside, coming out on the 23rd and selling for £11.30, although it does have a pre-launch discount of 20%. You will be using your spaceship to take out hordes of enemies, whilst also quickly having to solve puzzles to weave through a network of machines. There isn't a trailer on the eShop, which is a real shame. I'll try and find one for this video, but a concept as intriguing as that for me needs a trailer just to see it all click into place. It says it has 4-player co-op, a campaign mode as well as endless play and puzzle play, and it also includes boss encounters. Sounds very interesting. Hopefully it can pull it all together.
Fighters, evasive action!
And lastly, we have Supermarket Shriek, which is a kart racer come obstacle course set in a supermarket. There are 38 stages and will see you trying to overcome a variety of obstacles, starting, it says here, from the mundane, tins of beans, to the absurd, such as fire pits or swinging axes. You can play the game in solo or with up to 4 players locally, with there being 3 different PvP party modes available. It sells for £16.99 and it comes out on the 23rd. So there you have it, there's another 10 games for this week. A couple of interesting ones in there for sure. Please do let us know if you are picking any of these up. A big thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. Please do check out the link in the description and in that top pinned comment to get yourself a free trial of their product. It's well worth it. A quick thank you to our Patreons as always for your continued support, and to each and every one of you for watching our videos. Take care, stay safe, and until next time, happy gaming.